Imagine living in a world where time stands still, where the echoes of a war that ended decades ago continue to shape your reality. This was the life of Hiroo Onoda, the last soldier to surrender after World War II, a man who spent nearly 30 years on the Philippine island of Lubang, convinced that the fight was still on. It's a story that feels almost surreal, yet it's a profound testament to loyalty, belief, and the complexities of human conviction. Onoda was an intelligence officer in the Imperial Japanese Army, and when Japan surrendered in 1945, he was stationed on Lubang. But unlike many others who returned home, Onoda didn't receive the news. Instead, he and a handful of other soldiers went into hiding, believing they were still engaged in a critical mission. For them, surrender was not an option. It was a betrayal of their duty. They were trained to fight to the last breath, and that's exactly what they intended to do. For years, Onoda and his comrades lived off the land, conducting guerrilla warfare against what they believed were enemy forces. They would sabotage infrastructure, engage in skirmishes, and even drop leaflets warning locals against cooperating with the supposed enemy. Can you imagine the isolation, the fear, the sheer determination it took to continue this fight, even as the world around them moved on? Friends and family were living their lives, but Onoda was entrenched in a reality that was frozen in time. As the years rolled on, the world changed, and so did the stories of Onoda's exploits. In the 1950s and 60s, search parties were sent to find him, but he dismissed their attempts as enemy propaganda. It's a striking reflection of how deeply ingrained his beliefs were, how they clung to him like a second skin. He was a man of honor, and in his mind, surrendering would mean admitting defeat, something he could never do. It wasn't until 1974, nearly 3 decades later, that the narrative shifted. His former commanding officer, Major Yoshimi Taniguchi, traveled to Lubang to personally relieve him of duty. Can you picture that moment? After years of solitude, of fighting a war that was long over, Onoda finally had to confront the truth. The war had ended, and he was free to return home. It must have been a whirlwind of emotions: relief, disbelief, perhaps even a sense of loss for the comrades who had fought and died alongside him. Onoda's story is not just an account of one soldier's unwavering loyalty. It's a powerful reflection on the human spirit and the lengths to which we will go for our beliefs. It raises questions about the nature of duty, the impact of isolation, and the struggle to adapt to a world that has moved on without you. Even today, his legacy serves as a reminder of the complexities of war and the sometimes painful intersections of loyalty and reality. Hiroo Onoda's incredible journey is a haunting yet fascinating piece of history that continues to resonate, reminding us all of the shadows that linger long after the battle has ended.